Hi, it's Joanne. Today we're watching Superman and Lois, season 4, episode 2, a world without a world without Lex Luthor. I would like that. Yes, please. I'm still in shock. Like I literally just finished recording the last episode 2 minutes ago. My mind is still reading and in shock. I have no idea what to say. So reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's just fucking get on with it. I missed them.
Superman is Lois's friend. Her good friend. Just let's give her some space. Come on.
Are people gonna suspect?
Take your father to the fortress and get him to his mother. Go! Now!
People probably saw that if they were still looking, and oh, they just have to wait. It's gonna be okay. Like, I've been in shock. I've been holding off the tears, okay? Let's just move to when he's okay, please.
His body can heal itself.
You cannot create new organs.
Then I'll fly him to the sun.
That won't help.
Then what will?
I don't know.
Think of something then, hologram lady. Grandma.
Look.
Okay, so she'll succeed at the end of the episode. That's what I have. It's gonna be fine. They don't know it's gonna be fine though, and that is breaking my soul. One thing, I mean, thinking about it, not that, like, there are more important things right now. If Clark, or if Superman were to publicly be seen to die, and Clark Kent were to miraculously vanish, people would put the pieces together about who his real identity was, and that would cast a spotlight on Jordan and Jonathan, but especially as Jordan were to do any Superboy activities, people would start, like, looking, like, I wonder. Company is good. No one should be alone during these times.
I will not let you put yourself in danger like that.
Well, I'm not gonna let this maniac come to Smallville and do whatever he wants. He hurt you.
I mean,
He hurt your dad.
even if you were somehow able to block the sale of the hotel, he could just buy a house that's like right on the main road or something. Like, he could still buy and move to Smallville.
I feel like if there's any place that could help your dad.
I guess it's possible,
But
He didn't have a heart. No one should see someone they love like that.
I don't know if my mom would. Without my dad, I'm not sure there is.
We take it one moment at a time, sweetheart.
Superman was taken care of, that you were going to return to Metropolis.
He's a petty little bitch.
Bash is chomping at the bit to expand.
Something I do want to say is I remember I saw the headline, I think before I even started the show, or when I just started the show, that Lana, etc. were not going to be in the show anymore, or it was like that they were bumped down from being regulars to being recurring, or like or something. I thought they were being kicked out of the show, so I am very relieved that they're still in it. I mean, it's sad that they won't be in it as much, but I was like, are they going to leave Smallville? Like, what is happening?
If we can get his heart. Oh, wait, might be able to? You're gonna have to trust me. It's gonna work. This is how we save Dad.
Oh, my sweet babies. You should loop your mum in on this.
Understand, Mom. You can't just go after that guy. I mean, he's a total psycho. And I have powers. Pretty sure powers beat psycho every time. Besides,
Sweetheart.
Luthor's a lot safer than chasing that thing anyway.
Luthor has a huge empire. It could be anywhere.
Most likely cannot recover from.
You have to tell her.
You're right.
I know this is hard, okay? But we have to face the truth. And I'm here if you want to talk, okay?
Except I'm not here because I'm going into work. Like, Lois, I'm going right now. You need to prioritize your boys. And yes, we know they're going off on some scatter harebrained scheme that will hopefully work. At least Jordan is. But like, as far as she knows, they're just going to sit at home crying all day. She should stay with them, or at least bring them with her so they can all sit crying in the office together.
Anything else?
He's been in prison too long. His underlings don't fully fear him enough.
going after Luthor is really dangerous, and
It
Jordan
is.
could get seriously hurt. I mean, okay, just promise me you'll talk to your
It's
mom.
also very hard to stop, Jordan.
Okay.
But you need to tell your mum what's happening.
Or what? You're going to kill me? In
Sweetheart,
front of all these people?
this is very public.
You make an enemy, you have to commit. So next time you come after me, you'd better be ready to kill me.
You should be searching the hotel. Things like that. That's what I thought he was going to do, rather than just screaming at Lex Luthor in public.
Damn. Mom, wait. What you doing?
How quickly
What
did
do
you
I have to
write
do?
that?
What if he's not?
Honey, we've talked about this.
No, you don't understand.
I mean, also, like, there is a chance. Like, you know, like in the fortress, she's doing everything she can for him. We should at least give it a tiny bit of time to see if she's going to do anything.
Mom, wait.
Jonathan, let me go.
Poor Jonathan. He's just desperately trying to stop his family from rushing off and doing reckless things.
I know.
It's the second time today someone from your family has threatened my life.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
Jordan.
Playing dress up.
From your family, so he does know that Clark's her husband. Right? Or at least he twigged that Jordan was Superboy. Which isn't good.
Like his dad. It's a dangerous business being a superhero.
You leave my boys out of this.
I
You
mean,
didn't leave my daughter out of it. My daughter lost her father. That is why kids are on the table. But if you or your sons...
sorry, if she wrote an article, here's Lex Luthor's daughter, she attends this school, she does these subjects, she hates her dad, or she loves her dad, that would be not leaving your daughter, getting your daughter involved. Just getting you arrested for something that she believed you did isn't getting your daughter involved,
Ever
pal.
set foot on my property again.
I can handle him.
No, you can't. You're not ready yet. You are not your father.
No one.
Not yet. Anyway.
Exactly,
Hey,
you're
Lon, can I call you
17,
back later?
18. 18? They turn 18? You're a baby superhero.
I'm
Even your
sorry,
father
I
couldn't deal with
tell
this.
you.
Copy that.
Sarah, don't do anything rash.
You got a menu?
It's like Chuck's the only one who put two and two together.
He's the only one
I
that's
didn't
come
think
to
anyone
tell.
saw Jordan fly off with Clark.
That's not bad.
Like, I'm sorry, like, he's the only one that came to talk about it with the mayor. Like, it doesn't mean the teenager didn't figure it out. It doesn't mean that, like,
Jordan.
I mean, to be fair, Clark vanishing the same night
When he first got
Superman
his
died
powers, I thought it would really help him work through a lot of his emotions.
wouldn't exactly be hard to figure out the
But
pieces.
the more I see why.
I mean, yes, sweetie, but your heart was in the right place.
What are you talking about? You don't think I'll ever be like that?
Okay, no, that's not what I'm saying
I don't
yes
think
to.
anyone will ever be like. How do you know his stats? Human hearts beat twice, dad's beats 3 times. I can get it. No.
It's still
Mom said not to go
beating.
anywhere. This is obviously a trap.
Uh-huh.
Then he's making a mistake. Dude, Luther doesn't think I'll do whatever it takes to get it back.
Jordan.
But he's wrong.
Jonathan is literally just stuck watching his family make bad decisions. Like, hopefully this is a bad decision that will lead to us getting the heart back, so therefore it will be a good decision, but...
Hello?
Like, where would you keep a heart? The only hope is that he will be creepy and keep it on him. Or not literally on him, oh my god, if it's on him, if he's got a bag or something. Rather than sending it off to one of his labs or warehouses or whatever.
This is Smallville. We look out for each other. Mom, what was I supposed to do?
Just text John.
Are they gonna end up having to go into hiding or something? Is Luther gonna be gone? Yep. Like, are Sarah and her mom and her sister gonna have to go into hiding? Kyle too, if he's even around. It's Elizabeth, alright? Boys.
Jordan? Jonathan?
They're both being very, 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 very reckless.
Clark, I thought you were dead.
I know. That's because I am dead.
Yeah, this is a voice generated by
As one of
Lex.
your boys is about to be.
Sweetie, it's a trap, run!
Which son do you love more?
Your sons are in danger. If you want Jordan to live, press
Oh,
1.
fucking hell.
You leave my boys alone!
If you want Jonathan to live, press 2.
This is fucking sadistic.
Jonathan, you need to get home right now. Come on. Come on, hurry up.
There's more blasts on you, baby. You're only small in age and experience.
If you don't choose, they'll both die. 3,
Most sadistic thing you could do.
1. Thank you for participating.
Did she just pick?
Where's your brother? Where is your brother?
See, I feel like in that situation, if you were truly being forced to choose and you didn't know what they were facing, you'd kind of have to pick Jonathan. Because if they're both going to die either way, you need to pick somebody, because otherwise you're just letting them both die for nothing. Like, picking is, I mean, you should never pick. But in this scenario, you can think Jordan is more likely to be able to superpower his way out of whatever situation he's in, whereas Jonathan is vulnerable to guns, to all sorts of weapons that his brother isn't. Like, kind of, from that standpoint, if you have to choose, I feel like in that you pick Jonathan, praying that Jordan could get himself out of the situation anyway. But how could you ever live with yourself knowing you pressed the button and you picked one of your kids? Like, even though there was a rationale behind it in this scenario, in any other scenario, fucking how could you pick? But then you kind of have to pick, because if you don't pick and they genuinely mean it, and then both of your kids die because you would just pick to save them, like, what do you... Ugh. But I feel like this entire scenario was set up around capturing Jordan. So did Lex Luthor think she'll pick the non-powered one because he'll need more help?
But I do have to take something.
I mean, the heart... I mean, obviously, she's just going to succeed to revive him in the fortress. It's just going to be fine. But maybe, like, if you take the crushed heart, their training technology can, like, fix it and then fix him.
Luthor destroyed Dad's heart. And now we can never get him back.
It's not true, sweetheart. He'll be away.
This isn't your fault.
It isn't, sweetheart. Like, yes, you should have been more sensible. You were too reckless. But it's all on Luthor.
Stop. The only person to blame is Lex Luthor.
Exactly.
And this is exactly what he wants.
It's my fault.
It is not. It is Lex Luthor's fault.
No.
And he's not dead because I say so. He's coming back, okay? I don't know that. Well, I don't know that.
What are we supposed to do now? Without Dad?
I don't know.
Just be there for each other.
But I think it's time that we go say goodbye.
And he'll wake up while they're there. Yes, good.
The Manning farm.
Did he
40
not
acres, and
actually
we have to
destroy
tell
the
me it
heart?
would be
Was it a
ideal
different
for living
heart?
quarters.
You should do that.
She
Good.
was hoping not to be found.
Respect her, please. But also, it looks like it's Elizabeth
Mother's
Hendricks,
been
so...
poisoning the well.
I've known Clark my whole life, ever since we were kids.
He's not dead, because I say so. Okay?
He left something for all of you.
Like, I'm really scared the show is actually doing this, and I'm not okay with it.
It's Dad. Dad?
Clark. It's hard seeing you like this.
Really hoping you'd never have to.
It's like they get a piece of him, and it's not him.
I just wasn't ready to lose you.
I refuse.
Me either. It's just gonna have to be the three of you.
No. We're gonna find out, like, next episode that he didn't destroy the heart, right? If they let some of these scenes run any further, I would be a sobbing pool on the floor, right? I'm just leaving up the screen capture thing because I I need to look at this. Yes, yes. So it's not all tears all the time, but we come into the season in a pretty heavy spot and we've got to earn it. It's kind of a pedal to the metal from there on out. We turn over every card we can this season. That was our sort of philosophy going into it. We won't have more of these opportunities, so let's make the most of them. Okay, so I am still devastated. And obviously they're not going to be like, lol, joke, he's not dead. But I don't believe Lex crushed his heart that way. I think Lex, he's too powerful. He's too, not powerful, fuck him. He's too strategic, because that is still a vital piece. If at some point he needs to try and dangle them over them, manipulate them somehow, oh, that wasn't really your daddy's heart, this is. Immediately they're going to try and get it back from you and you're going to be able to manipulate them again. So I don't believe for a second that was actually Clark's heart. And if they keep his body in the suspended state, like if they defrost it or whatever and bury it someplace, that's when the panic sets in. But for now, it's still suspended, it's still there. We can put the heart back in and have the moment of realization that he is alive, and floods of tears that will be happy tears, and everything will be okay again, because right now nothing is okay and the world sucks. I am in some ways glad we didn't dwell too long in those emotional moments, because I could feel myself on the brink of sobbing, but there's almost that part of me that is currently feeling so sad. I kind of want the release of sobbing, and yet every time I was getting there, they moved on to something else, and so my brain didn't sob. So like, I'm glad it didn't sob, but also I think I needed the emotional like steam vent release. Seeing the boys losing their dad and the desperation, you know, I'm not cross with Jordan in this episode at all. Like, I was like, Jordan, crap, what are you doing? Like, talk to Lois. And I'm talking to Lois. They should have fucking talked to Lois at the beginning. But I can't fault him for wanting to get his dad's heart back, for wanting to save his dad. I can't fault him for giving in to his more reckless emotions right now when he's grieving his, or at least terrified of the prospect of his dad being dead and grieving his dad at the same time. And I did feel sorry for Jonathan, because he did spend a significant chunk of this episode just exasperatedly watching as his two potentially remaining family members, okay, he does have his granddad, like, were rushing around doing stupid things. Reckless things, I should say, and then he did a reckless thing himself. Now, one of the most chilling parts of the episode, aside from the whole heartless thing, was the press 1 for Jordan, press 2 for Jonathan, and she pressed a button, because that's going to play in her mind that she made the choice. I think they did a very sneaky thing with us not seeing which button she pressed, because the only thing I can think of is that she picked Jonathan to save because Jordan is more likely to be able to get himself out of the scenario that he was in. Like, if you're gonna pick, that is the only rationale there is. Or closing your eyes and pressing. You know, like, there is no other way you could possibly do that, but it's all part of, like she said, to drive a wedge between them. I was kind of half expecting him, when he was like gloating over Jordan, to say, oh, by the way, your brother was in danger too tonight and I gave your mum a choice of who to save. You're at my mercy, so I wonder who she picked. Like, I was thinking he was going to say something like that to start playing into Jordan's mind, start turning him against Lois, start thinking, my mum doesn't love me as much as she loves my brother, I'm bad, I'm terrible. Like, I was really expecting him to say that. Even if she had picked Jordan, I was still expecting him to say that, because it's just diabolical to do that, even more so. So, and the reminder in a way of how powerless Jonathan is, sorry, throughout this episode. Like, he couldn't rush off and get the heart, he couldn't do anything. He tried with Sarah, it was incredibly reckless. I'm so glad that was Lana, but I don't know, it's interesting because Jonathan technically wasn't in danger when that call came in. Like, he was, because he was in the hotel, but the person creeping around was Lana. So was Lex going to walk in and then kill Jonathan in front of Lana? I don't think so, because he'd have to kill both of them. Maybe he would have killed both of them, but like, it kind of seems like it was just messing with her. He knew one of the kids was in danger, mess with her. Maybe he did know where Jonathan was, so he could send someone to kill him, I suppose, if the choice was the other way. But again, he wasn't actually planning on killing either of the boys, because he's got a long game in mind and he's just trying to terrorize them. And it's absolutely chilling and absolutely terrifying. Now, I loved seeing Sarah and Lana again this episode. I loved the way they were. I love the bond between these two families, and that's what I was feeling. So when I thought they weren't going to be in it at all, I was really feeling like the show was going to miss something, because they were like the other heart of the show. I need to stop talking about hearts. So I'm glad we still get to see them and see how much they care. And I guess we won't see them as much as we did. I mean, they weren't in the first episode, but we will see. I assume Kyle and Chrissy will turn up at some point. I'm still genuinely in shock. Like, I kind of wish I could Google if Clark survived. Like, if I wasn't reacting, I think I might pause watching and then just find out at the end, like, check each episode. Is he alive again? Not yet. Is he alive again? Not yet. Yep, he's alive again in this one, and then stop watching again, because I hate shows that finish with a character death. I hate shows that have a main character death at any point, unless that's the whole premise of their show, like The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones. But if this show decides to finish its final season by killing Clark Kent, or anyone in the Kent family, I will not be happy. And I will never rewatch this show. I would never recommend this show. So, like, if this was, like, Clark is officially dead, I would have to sit down and seriously consider whether or not I was going to continue reacting. But as things stand, I think we have enough cause for hope. If they weren't removing Clark from the stasis, they're keeping that body in stasis, so we can do something with that. The heart, it could have been literally a heart taken from anybody. Also, it was really neat. Like, it didn't look like a heart that had been ripped out of a chest, because it was quite, like, precisely cut around the necessary parts. So, like, I don't think that was the heart. And again, I think that was just because it was a prop heart. They're not going to get one, but you know what I mean. Like, I have to believe we can save Clark, and he will be more than just a hologram. But fucking hell. So yeah, I'm stressed. I'm sad. I'm just so desperately sad, because even though I'm living in my denial bubble, and that's where I live. I live at #1 Denial Lane. It currently does not seem good. And even though I think Clark will come back, I think we will get through this. Lois and Jonathan and Jordan and Lana, they don't know that, and they are all grieving Clark Kent, and that is not okay with me, that these characters are going through this while still being threatened by Lex. Like, at the very least, Lex could be like, ha, killed your husband, right, live with that. But no, he's still going. Very excited to see Elizabeth Henstridge, because that was her in the picture, and it's funny because the character's name's Elizabeth. But yes, anyway, stressed, sad, furious, but hoping that it's all gonna get the payoff. Like, I can deal with plot lines where characters die when it's in a fantastically show and they're gonna come back again. Like, spoiler alert for Once Upon a Time. One of my favourite plotlines in Once Upon a Time is Killian dying and then Emma saving him. Like, the payoff of that, the grief you feel when it's sad, and then the joyousness when it's happy. Like, I don't mind characters almost dying and nearly dying and actually dying if there is a way for it to be fixed. Because once it's fixed, you've dealt with all of these sad, awful emotions, and then you get the rush of, it's all okay, oh my god, and you get to be so happy, and it's just the best feeling when everything turns out okay. So that's what I'm counting on, and I'm you know, don't do me wrong, show, because I mean, I have no ability to threaten you, but like, I'll be really sad about it. Yeah, shock is still the way. Reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.